The brilliant Stephen Hawking.
Well, this is awkward.
Hey, wanna learn about spacey things? Okay. You know, up until recently, science had no idea exactly what existed within a black hole. Or for that matter, what they even were, no pun intended. But today, we know more than ever, not just about space, but about black holes specifically, and what exists within them.
Wait, what? Is that so? I'm looking forward to seeing you prove those things with scientific evidence. Let's see if you can do that.
If you thought that it was just an empty void full of scary nothingness, you're about to be—
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that the inside of your head is an empty void full of scary nothingness.
surprised. Here are 10 surprising things that exist inside black holes. Number 10 is an event horizon. It's a common misconception that black holes vacuum up material. Kinda like me at an all-you-can-eat buffet up top. But the truth is, they act like any other body of mass in the universe.
I really don't know what an event horizon is, so you know, let's just Google it up. So event horizon is this guy is watching a lot of movies. You know, that's why parents don't tell their kids to watch movies on TV.
Only attracting objects towards them that fall within their gravitational influence. But once that gravity pulls an object into the black hole, it comes into contact with something called an event horizon. In physics, an event horizon is a boundary from which events cannot affect outside observers. For example, let's say you fell into a black hole. Ah! That would be you. No, but really, let's say that you fell into a black hole while the rest of us were watching.
You know, while the rest of us were watching, let's say you ran out of video ideas and fell into a stupid hypothetical scenario that was designed to waste my time.
First, yes, that would suck to be you. Second, while you would come across the event horizon, to us, you would appear as though you were just frozen in time.
Wait, what? Frozen in time? How many people have we scientifically observed this happening to?
We would never actually see you cross that event horizon. Oh, and
well, yeah, people usually don't see hypotheticals.
one more thing, if you did cross the event horizon, there's no coming back. Better pack a lunch.
Pack your lunch with dinner as well.
Number 9 is spaghettification. Spaghettification sounds like dinner at me Nono's house.
You know, spaghettification sounds like what the flying spaghetti monster does to that distant hell.
Spaghettification is the weird term used by physicists to explain what happens to an object once it enters a black hole. If you passed across the event horizon of one of these black holes, you would go through something called the spaghettification process.
Is it a fact? How many people have we scientifically observed turn into spaghetti?
This is also known as the noodle effect, in case you wanted to taste your name for it. Your body would be stretched vertically from head to toe into a spaghetti-like formation of atoms.
You know, but don't worry, okay? But don't worry. You'll be dead before you evolve into noodles because humans were not meant to go swimming in black holes.
This happens because the gravitational pull of the black hole would be much stronger at your feet than at your head. At the same time, your right side would be compressed towards the left, and your left side would be compressed towards your right.
Kind of like what happens to the helpless babies at Planned Parenthood.
Think of it kind of like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. In the end, you'd just be a stream of noodle matter.
You know, like, think of it as kind of like squeezing a tube of a dead baby.
Heading towards the center of the black hole. Worst vacation spot ever. Number 8 is the gravitational singularity. Also known as a spacetime singularity, a gravitational singularity is what many physicists believe lies at the
Wait, what? Did you just say many physicists believe lies?
Many physicists believe lies.
Are they blindly believing these lies, or do they have evidence to support these lies they believe? It doesn't make sense, you know?
Center of a black hole. It's a point where matter has become so condensed that the gravitational field becomes almost infinite. When this occurs, space and time as we know it breaks down.
Just like reason and logic broke down when I clicked play on your video.
Non-rotating black holes, the singularity is depicted as a single point, whereas in rotating black holes, physicists believe that it resembles a ring. But because space
What? Physicists believe that there's that magic word again. Believe. I think someone slipped religion in my coffee.
and time have broken down, singularities possess bizarre properties which lead to strange paradoxes which
But will we get to any real facts soon? I was kind of hoping you could provide some evidence for these supposed facts so I can blindly believe them and call myself a free thinker.
we'll get to in a moment. Until fairly recently, it was believed that singularities and therefore
Is it what? Believed? How many times he's going to say this word again? Might as well say scientists have faith in.
black holes last forever. Ever. But the brilliant Stephen Hawking
Yeah. The brilliant Stephen Hawking.
The brilliant Stephen Hawking, rest your soul, has shown that they evaporate over time, and though it may take
So the brilliant Stephen Hawking, whose soul is likely not at rest, not only knew but somehow proved what takes place inside a black hole over trillions of years. Do you know how many a trillion is? Human history goes back some 6,000 years, yet Stephen Hawking knows what happened trillions of years ago. Yet ironically, we are almost 4 minutes into the video and not a single fact has been presented to support anything this guy has passed off as fact. Yeah, fact.
way. Number 7 is nothing.
Well, that's just brilliant, isn't it?
It is in fact possible that there's nothing at the center of a black hole because they simply do not exist, at least not the way we normally think. While
So there are 10 things in the black hole and one of those 10 things are nothing. I must not be enough of a free thinker, or this would be surely make sense.
they are predicted in physics and should be out there, some physicists are still skeptical. A singularity or point of infinity is often seen by mathematicians as a sign that something is wrong with a theory. The argument being that infinity isn't something that can actually occur in nature. It's simply a concept mathematicians and scientists use when a theory reaches a point where the mathematics break down. At the core of the black hole, it may be that there is no true singularity. So in other words, the most brilliant minds in the world have come up with that it could be something or could be nothing.
Wait, okay. Let's rewind that thought. The most brilliant minds in the world have come to the conclusion that a black hole could be something or nothing. I mean, this is just a profound, isn't it? It's the only thing you have said so far that makes any bit of sense. You should have just said from the beginning and ended your video.
We're getting there. Number 6 is the firewall. No, man, I just got excited. You mean like a computer? Maybe, just keep listening. A recent theory suggests that inside a black hole, there's something called a firewall. Until
A recent theory, you say? A recent theory? In other words, there's nothing factual about what's coming up. Surprise, surprise, but I don't mean to interrupt. Please do speak on.
firewalls were suggested, most physicists believe that black holes did not violate a law in quantum.
Pay attention to these key phrases, okay? Until it was suggested, most physicists. Did someone take a poll on this and ask every physicist in the world about this?
Quantum mechanics, which states that information can never be truly destroyed. So, even if information can't escape a black hole, it still exists inside of it. It just can't be communicated to the outside world. However, some suggest that as a black hole evaporates, information does seep out, which causes all sorts of problems for theoretical physicists. The solution is a firewall.
The solution is a firewall, yes, so we will just make up some more hocus pocus horse crap to cover up for the fact that our stupid theories defy true science as we know it and make it absolutely no sense. Hey, but who's going to question us, yeah? Who's going to question us? All we need to say is it's a proven fact, that's all, yeah.
As an event crosses the event horizon, it meets this intense wall of energy, which essentially destroys it to such a degree that information cannot be later retrieved. This literally breaks physics! Okay, I'm okay, let's move on. Number 5 is the origin of gravity. Black holes may actually contain the secret to gravity.
You know, my butt actually contained the secret to gravity, but no one's ever been inside one, so We can't know for sure.
Gravity is an integral part of the universe. Stars, planets, life, none of this would be possible without this mysterious attractive force pulling matter together. But gravity is also strangely weak, and no one is certain.
Wait, gravity is strangely weak? Weak compared to what? Gravity is keeping everything from floating off into the space.
Why? The answer may be within black holes.
The answer is maybe within black holes, and the answer may not be in black holes. Can't we just say the answers to everything are in black holes, then we would never get the answers? But we already have the answers according to this blood-headed primate.
Some have speculated that the reason gravity is so weak is that it doesn't originate in the three spatial dimensions that we live in.
So the answer may be in a black hole, but at the same time a black hole might be nothing, as I previously stated.
It's possible that gravity comes from another dimension.
It's possible that gravity comes from another dimension. It's possible that nothing magical exploded one day and miraculously created everything. It's possible that aliens rule the galaxy and there's life on Mars. Just take our word for it because we proved it. That's all you need to know.
Then this force seeps into our universe in a diluted form, explaining why it's so weak. But inside a black hole where space-time is so contorted, you might encounter glimpses into another dimension. Hey, what else is going on in here? Oh, you got three-faced women, okay. Stephen Hawking has suggested that we might create miniature black holes.
Give me a second. Stephen Hawking has what? Proved? Oh no, wait. You said suggested again, didn't you? Okay, I got it. I really got it.
Just to see if they do contain evidence for the origin of gravity itself. Oh yeah, I know how this goes. It starts as a little baby black hole, but then you feed it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just...
So what do we have going on here? A black hole manufacturer somewhere out in an area 51. I don't know, we should be creating black holes. 1 minute, you're generating your black hole, trying to find the origin of life, and next thing you know, out of your black hole comes the alien army who act like they want peace. But once you let your guard down, you find yourself levitating in a spaceship with your black hole being 40 days and 40 sleepless nights.
Everybody! Oh god, run! Number 4 is a gravistar. The term black hole conjures up images of, well, a black hole in space. Most theories suggest
Like, do you know how many people are in the world?
That at the center of a black hole is some sort of singularity or even a tear in space-time. But what if it wasn't a hole at all? An alternative theory in physics suggests that black holes are
An alternative theory? You mean like some guy made up some alternative nonsense to outshine the guy who made up the nonsense prior to that?
are actually gravistars. A gravistar is a hypothesized structure left behind by an imploding star.
Let's see what that fancy word means. Since we are free thinkers over here at Tech Times, hypothesize to believe, especially on uncertain or tentative grounds. Okay, so they made up some horse crap and called it science. Got it.
But instead of being a hole in space-time, it's actually a bubble structure with a surface. Physicists Emil Matola and Powell O. Mazur argue that what we think of as black holes are these strange bubbles.
So one physicist says it's a black hole, and another says it's a bubble, and another says it's not even there. I must say we have just the most brilliant minds ever. Good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, son. I'm really proud of you.
What's enticing about this theory is that these bubbles wouldn't require bizarre explanations such as a singularity to exist. So in other words, perhaps we'd run into one of these gravistars if we ever tried to enter a black hole. Although you would most certainly die, but you'd know the truth right before the end.
Perhaps we did run into the flying spaghetti monster if we ever tried to crawl inside a meatball. Stephen Hawking said, so yeah, it's true, I believe it. So, you know, no doubt, it's a fact, proven long ago. Case closed.
Number 3 is closed timelike curves. Some scientists speculate that closed time-like curves exist inside some black holes.
Some scientists speculate, not most this time, okay, only some. But they're scientists, so their speculations are flawless.
Every object in space and time has what's known as a world line. It can be thought of as a trajectory through time, taking us from our past through the present to the future. Now usually we're rigidly stuck in our world line and have to pass through it from point A to Z. But inside a black hole, the gravitational field could actually bend this line so that a person's world line would loop back on itself. Wait a minute. In other words, from inside a black hole, an object, including a person or spacecraft, would move in a specific trajectory which would take it into its own past. In case you didn't figure it out, we're talking time travel, people!
Now you have left the realm of reality. So many hypotheticals my free-thinking brain is about to employ like a star and form black hole. So the whole earth is going to go into my brain, like my brain is going to suck and make it make the whole earth a spaghetti monster. Let's just continue, bro. Let's just continue.
Now this is debated and no one knows if an object could survive inside a black hole.
Well, we are pretty sure a human can't survive in a non-extinct black hole, so let's just scratch that time travel fantasy you are entertaining
To even attempt it. Basically what I'm saying is the DeLorean and Doc Brown is not gonna cut it. Number 2 are wormholes. It's possible that at the center of some black holes, there exist portals to another region of our universe.
It's possible that at the center of your mom's fat rolls there exist corn dogs she has never seen or eaten because she's too busy eating everything else. It's possible, I tell you. It's really possible.
Portal is called a wormhole, and it was first theorized in 1916 by Austrian physicist Ludwig Flamm. He speculated
And what did he say? Theorized? Can't we just say it's proven?
that a solution to the equations of Einstein's theory of relativity suggested that something called a white hole might exist inside a black hole. Einstein himself
Speculated, suggested, white holes, black holes, rabbit holes, wormholes, no holes barrier, bridges that lead you through holes into the other universe.
along with Nathan Rosen, then expanded on this to suggest that this white hole might actually be part of a bridge to another part of the universe. Known as the Einstein-Rosen bridge, this hole would make it possible to travel vast distances in the blink of an eye. You might have heard of this before because science fiction writers and filmmakers have been showing this in movies and talking about what it would look like to actually pass through a wormhole forever. But while
And that you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the source of all this brilliant wisdom has been revealed. Welcome to the science fiction section of your Barnes and Noble. Thank you for watching the sci-fi channel where anything you can imagine can suddenly become a proven fact.
Einstein's equations predict that they exist, no one has found evidence of one yet.
Say that again. No one has found what? What was that word? Evidence. No one has found evidence of one yet.
And number 1 are other universes. Oh yeah, buckle in for this one. Those singularities are said to exist inside black holes. Physicists also speculate that it was a singularity that became...
Physicists also speculate. Well, isn't that just a shocker? If I had a penny for every time these guys speculated or theorized or believed that something was possible, I wouldn't have to make YouTube videos for peanuts anymore.
Came the Big Bang. If this single point of nearly infinite energy and mass was what started our universe, and such a thing exists inside a black hole, then does that mean black holes create universes? Well, it sounds wild, but physicists such as Nikodym Poplawski believe that black holes create new universes which are then birthed from our own.
So, as long as a physicist believes it, we don't need evidence.
She argues that some black holes spin at nearly the speed of light, and this creates huge...
So it's all starting to make perfect sense now. Nothing exploded and magically created the world, and it rained on the rocks for millions of years, and out came great grandpa. Well, now that we just established the facts, I'm going to find myself a black hole to crawl in and die because I've lost all hope for humanity at this point.
Huge amounts of torsion inside the singularity. Eventually, this coiled up energy needs to release in a big bang. But because of the event horizon of a black hole, we never see the explosion.
So we know an explosion happens in this made up thing, but we can't see the explosion because of this made up thing. And if the made up thing were to cross paths with the made up things, keep going, bro, keep going. Sorry for interrupting you.
That means that our universe might actually be inside of a black hole, like right now. Oh, mama!
Why do I feel like I'm undergoing spedification inside the endless firewalls of a black hole that will soon evaporate all of the nothingness which passes the event horizon over trillions of years? Well guys, as fun as it's been wrestling and stupidity, I certainly feel like my time would have been better spent passing over the event horizon of an imaginary black hole and becoming spaghetti. But anyways, make sure you subscribe to Tech Times and give this video a thumbs up if you want this guy to be thrown into a black hole. Yeah, see ya, bye bye.